So Donald Trump's second impeachment trial is going to be starting today, and what's crucial is that the Democratic Party's case against him, the House impeachment's case against him, is going to be treating Donald Trump like the violent criminal that he is, and I think that's really important. We have some reporting here from Politico and other sources that basically says the trial is going to be relatively straightforward in comparison to the more legally and procedurally convoluted one back in early 2020, whereas here it's really about making the case that Donald Trump, before, during, and after the election, spread lies and delusions and conspiracy theories and disinformation, which led directly into him and others in his direct circle inciting what happened at the Capitol on January 6th. So it notes, it will be more like a violent crime criminal prosecution because that's what it is. It will tell the story, the full story of how the president incited it. January 6th was the culmination of that incitement, with his conduct leading up to it, giving meaning and context to his words. And I think that's crucial. This is crucial for a few key reasons. One, this narrative is going to be much more effective. There's a reason why only one Republican in the entire House and Senate voted to impeach Donald Trump last time, and that was Mitt Romney. Because people knew that the regular public was never going to pierce the significance of Trump's transcript with a foreign leader, which may or may not have been quid pro quo, and it's going to be this huge debate. And I think he should have been impeached, and they were right to do it. But I can see why, outside of direct partisanship, basically no one took the bait. No Republicans in the public basically supported that impeachment. And yet this time, if you ask people have been talking about it, 56% of Americans and a majority of independents, and of course a large majority of the Democratic Party voting base, support this impeachment and barring Trump from office. There's a reason why this one speaks to people, because the case is black and white and the evidence is very visceral. It's not about documents. It's not about what might have been said on a phone call where all we really have is the written words. We have the direct words of Donald Trump, be they on social media or in video recordings of his speeches, and we have the direct actions from thousands of angles of his supporters on that day. And of course, the other words by his kids, Rudy Giuliani, other Republican officials. We have all of those things. And so this is the correct approach. Look, there's fundamentally a difference between a criminal trial and an impeachment trial. They're not the same thing. The impeachment trial cannot levy criminal penalties on Donald Trump. They could find him guilty. All 100 senators could vote to uphold the impeachment, and they could bar him from running for office for the rest of his life. That's possible, hypothetically. But what's crucial here is that you need to have additional trials for criminal penalties. And in a court of law, there's a higher level of proof. Here, it's really about preponderance of evidence. Do you, as an individual senator, feel the case has been made that the charges against Trump are more accurate than not? If yes, you vote to uphold impeachment. If no, you vote against it. Of course, if you're on a criminal trial jury, you're only supposed to convict if you have proof beyond reasonable doubt, which means when in doubt, you vote to acquit, or at least that's what you should do. But treating Trump like the thug he is the right political move here. This isn't a criminal trial, but it has to have the air of it. Look, Trump is not going to get convicted here. There's no way. Unless some crazy evidence comes out, and some people are suggesting there's going to be some new evidence, but I'm sure that it's not going to be crazy enough to convince Republicans to go against Trump. You're going to get a half dozen, maybe slightly more, slightly less Republicans vote to impeach and uphold the impeachment conviction from the House, but it's not going to be anywhere near the 67 votes, 66, 67 votes you need, and Trump will not be impeached, and he will technically be allowed, if he so chooses, to run again in 2024. But politically, you have to tap into what happened on that day. It can't simply be a bureaucratic approach to a trial. This has to be treated with a manner that brings back to people the memories of what happened that day. This is a political trial, and you need to punish the vast majority of Republicans that saw that direct, thuggish attack on democracy by Donald Trump and his thugs, including some of the thugs in the Senate, Hawley, Cruz, Johnson, a few others. And let the American people know that despite all the evidence they had, they let Trump off the hook because they're afraid of the GOP's rabid base. This is the right approach. Donald Trump is a common thug, and whether he's a billionaire or a former billionaire or a president or a former president, he shouldn't be above calling it what it is.